What's up, everybody? Mastic Knives back here again, doing some flippity flippities. Putting away some of my herbage, my herbally durbage, my pipes, etc., my contraband. Y'all know. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I be doing. Yeah. So it's been a little bit. Plan to do another unboxing within the next week, so that'll be cool. Something for you guys to look forward to as well. Double blinker, no deal. Yes, so all right. Yeah, so essentially, I've just been working, being a dad. That's pretty much it. Very, very boring life lately. And I apologize that it's not as lit and exciting as maybe you guys had hoped it would be, but I do what I can while I can for you guys with what I have at my disposal. So take it or leave it. I'm doing what I can, and I have been. So if you guys want to contribute, by all means. I recommend. If you guys have questions to ask, that's how you learn. If you guys want to, find out what kind of knives, or sorry, I gotta take these off. Ow. And yeah, I mean, if you guys want to learn how to flip knives, or if there's certain tricks that you guys see me do, and you'd like to learn how to do them, just tell me. It's just that simple. I didn't pick up a knife and know how to do everything. In fact, I still think that I suck, to be honest with you. There's definitely a lot people that are significantly better at flipping balisongs than myself, and that's because of their time dedication, hand-eye coordination. It's a lot of things. But it's not to say that you can't. Anybody is capable, unless you don't have hands, and even then, if you got feet, dedication. A lot of stress at work. We just did our inventory, so I'm sure that'll be a blast to find out how that went. I know we did terrible too. And you're probably asking yourself, Maztec, how do you know you guys did terrible at work with your inventory? They told us. $600,000 down the shitter in the name of science. But that's okay. Because when they hire a guy who thinks that he knows everything, but in reality, the guy doesn't know shit from shat. He looks like fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson, just dumber. And it's just frustrating. He's pushing a lot of good people out the door. Not yet, but it's gonna happen. I don't know, it's just wild to me. Some people like the guy. I am not one of those people, but that's because I'm big on respect. I'm very old school like that. Like, I can dish it, I can take it, but I also try to, be funny, but there's a time and a place for all that shit. Otherwise, I love my job. I really do. I work with some really amazing people, very, very, very talented individuals who I feel like a lot of more slept on at a lot of these jobs, or underutilized for their abilities, talents, and what I would consider expertise in some circumstances. it seems like my job is like Noah's Ark. Okay? And the beauty of Noah's Ark is it's a good thing. It's there to save people for a new beginning. This is a ship that is sinking. Um, and I'm really optimistic and trying to remain optimistic about everything that's been going on at work. We just did inventory, not great. Um, I am supposed to be the safety guy now. Crazy, I know. But I take pride in that kind of stuff. So it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot all at once. Hopefully you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. You guys got to, spend time with family, eat some really, really good food. You know, that's what it's about, family. We're all getting older. Nobody's getting younger anytime soon, trust me. But one thing that you guys need to remember is that only you can determine if you have a good day, bad day. Um, if you're going to be good, evil, we are very powerful individuals, and we're just put in circumstances where we have to rely on others when really we should be the only people we need, you know? If it was my way, we'd all start over like year one, the movie, and we would all have to fucking build, you know, enclosures for ourselves to live in, and go from there and just restart and see how awesome we really think we are. There's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of greed, there's a lot of stupidity, evil, just straight up evil. Um, but the reason I have this channel is to give you guys a voice, a platform where you guys can feel comfortable, where you guys can, talk about knives, you guys can ask questions. If there's tricks you want to learn, I could do tutorials for you guys. If you want to become a bigger part of the channel itself and be more involved, you can become a moderator. And all that means is you're kind of like the police of my channel. You guys have a say so in who stays, who goes, based on what they're talking about, if it's appropriate. Because my demographic, let's be real, a lot of people from, we'll say, accurately, my demographic is probably from like 13 to, we'll say, 45. So vast, very vast. I try to be respectful. I try to be just very understanding, motivational. I try to, let you guys know that I'm not the coolest person in the world. I'm just a normal ass dude. I'm a father. I have kids. I have a job. I breathe the same air as you guys. I promise you. I just try to, show you guys that this is how I choose to do this thing that we call life. It doesn't make it right, wrong. I'm just letting you in on how other people are living. I'm from Chicago. I lived in Wisconsin where I had my daughter, and my daughter Nova is now 5. She turned 5 in September. She lives in Wisconsin with her mom, and I live in Illinois again, where I'm from. And I flip and collect Balisong knives. I've collected knives pretty much my whole life. I'll just show you guys my massive, big old case with all my lovely, lovely stickers. I've got all of these used to be filled. There's other videos on here where I had this thing damn near filled up. Now I've got maybe 11 knives, Balisongs more specifically. And that's not a bad thing. When I first started this channel, and I was making it more so about Balisongs, because when I first started this channel, it was supposed to be about recovery. It was around the pandemic time, so that's when people were doing like these jail commentary videos where it's like, yeah, I've been to prison. This is how my bid went. And like, that's really interesting stuff, it is. That's how the guy 1090 Jake became a very popular sensation on YouTube. And I love that guy. He is, you know, a blood gang member who is Caucasian, which is pretty damn rare. But the guy gives you information, and some may say that it sounds like he's glorifying stuff. I don't think that's the case. What I think's happening is he's just, you know, showing you guys what not to do. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of goofy, but some people do this shit. And, you know, I personally like flipping knives. It's like a fidget. I'm a skateboarder too, so just the idea of being able to do tricks, practice something, not get it, and then finally you get it, that like, just that euphoric, gratifying, like, gritty, man, I fucking nailed that shit kind of feeling. And if you don't know that feeling, I don't really know how else to describe it. It's like, you know, hitting a baseball for the first time, or like getting your training wheels off and you actually pedal by yourself. Mom and dad aren't behind you, you know, pushing you on the bike. It's just you conquered something, you put your mind to it. And the reason I got so heavily into this Balisong stuff was I was a drug addict. And I was basically replacing what drugs that I was doing. So whenever I wanted to get high, I would just buy a knife. So I accumulated a lot of knives really, really fast. I had 90 Balisongs, and a lot of those were given away during my my come up on this YouTube platform. I wanted to give people, you know, that feeling when they open a knife, because all the knives I have are really nice knives, and not everybody can afford to, you know, purchase Balisong. You know, the first knife that I got is very unique. It is a Tatersong by Flytanium, and it is beautiful. It is a limited run. They only made 500 of these. The unboxing experience, like, just very, very cool. A lot of companies out there, you could tell that they have a lot of love. They put a lot of pride and craftsmanship into their product. And, you know, it's not every day you see a knife with French fry handles, you know. But that's another cool thing about Balisongs. There's different blade shapes, different blade lengths. You know, there's different mill patterns, colors, color, shape, designs, the material of metal that they could be utilizing, you know. And this thing is very sharp. I've gotten cut by this. This was the first knife, my like first Balisong. And this is number 299 out of 500. It has, I'm sure it's hard to see, especially on this, but there is a little Flytanium fly right there. And then on the other side, there is a thing of French fries. It's kind of hard to make out there, but trust me. And then when you flip it over, on this side, it just says 299 out of 500. This is my other Flytanium knife. It is called a Talisong. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But back into it, I was just showing off my Flytanium Tatersong with crinkle cut French fry handles and a steak knife blade. It is a thick boy. It also has a crown edge spine, which just means that it is rounded over instead of having two right angles, like most would. And the reason you're gonna want something like that is because when you get into doing tricks like this, where you actually have the Balisong around your finger, you don't want to have your finger like that and get the ring of regret, because you get the ring of regret, you're gonna have a bad time, alright? And it's just very cool, dude. Like, some girls like it. That's not why I do it. It's, for me at this point, it's like a confidence booster. It does a lot for me. I've done it for years now, so it's just something that I particularly like. But not everybody is, you know, gonna love it. You know, I just like that there's so many different options for customization. Again, French fry handles, run it, run it, dude. I also collect. Ow, it's got me in the nose, bruv. Fuck. I've also got other knives too, but the appeal for me is just like what makes them stand out, you know. This one's cool too. But see, that one could have been bad. Sorry, these are really foggy, and it's super bright, and it's glaring up on me, so I'm not going to do you guys like that. But just know that I'm going blind. Sorry, this is a beautiful knife, very feminine, but it is actually a Alpha Beast, and it is by BRS, Blade Runner Systems. This is a clone. So the design, like for the color, like the pink sprinkles, is called Desert Warrior. Instead of Desert Warrior, it's Desert Warrior. Again, this is a crown spine, which just means that it's rounded over. This one did have a spear tip kind of point, so it had like that. What I did was put this on the belt sander and gave it that kind of Bowie hook to it, and I like it. I think it's a lot cooler looking this way. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. So yeah, so we got 3 right there. I'm actually gonna have to sharpen some of these knives at some point. I might just wait and do that after the stream. This is my Gaboon by Fellowship Blades. This is what one of my coworkers stabbed her finger. Yes, so her finger is what happened. This, and I can't like break this down enough for you guys and gals. This is a authentic Balisong. Okay, it's very thin. It is like it's my lightest knife. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is Magna Cut steel. All right, it is very, very sharp. I could shave with this. Will I? No. Can I? Yes. Have I? Also yes. You're not going to get the cleanest of shaves, but it is a very, very dangerous knife. So if you're going to flip knives, it's not an if you're going to get cut, hear me out, it's a when. And once you grasp that, it's not going to be that bad. Depending on what tricks you're going for, your knowledge in the, in the sport or hobby, whatever you want to consider it, make sure that you're practicing with trainer blades. I didn't have a trainer blade when I started. Does that make me cooler than you? Obviously, yes. But doesn't mean you can't do that too. It's very, very smart to start with a trainer. It doesn't have to be the same one. But the best solid advice that I'm going to give you all is if you're going to get a knife and you're dead set on it, make sure if you're going to do it, start off cheap, especially if it's your first knife. Don't go like Maztec Matt and get a fucking $500 Balisong for your first knife where it's limited edition. And yes, do I regret it? Not even a little bit. It's incredible. I love it. Get yourself a clone, okay? Get yourself a live edge or a false edge clone. If you guys want to know where I purchase my Balisongs or where you can get, in my opinion, the best budget Balisongs on the market, comment down below and I will let you guys know. I'm not going to gatekeep any information. Again, once you're subscribed, you're family. You're going to get all the information that I have, all of the knowledge, all of the tricks that I know how to do. I'm not gatekeeping. I think that shit is stupid. I want everybody to do as good as I'm doing. If not surpass me, do better than me. That's what I want you guys to do. Get yourself the live blade or false edge, which just means it looks like a live blade, but it's not. Then get yourself a trainer of the exact same knife. And the reason I say that is because you're going to get used to the weight. The handles are all different, have different grips and textures. So the more familiar you get with your clone, and the reason I say clone is because I want you guys to get the same knife twice. Get your live and then get your practice. Why do I need 2? Because when you inevitably master your trainer blade, you're going to be able to do anything you want with your live blade confidently. And that I can say, trust me, because that's how I did it. And everybody's going to do it differently at different stages. Not everybody's going to be a prodigy and learn it like that. That being said, please, 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 I'm begging you, don't give up. It's going to be hard. But just like a lot of things in life, you have to stick it out. Just because it starts getting a little bumpy and rocky on the road doesn't mean you pull over. If you need to, fine. But keep going. Do it for you. No one else is going to know about your hardships, your hate, your hurt, like you will, because you're the one that's going to have to go through it. And nothing makes me respect a man more than when they accomplish something that they told themselves they wouldn't be able to, and they did it anyways. I keep doing that. If I can do it, you can. I'm living proof that, you can make changes in life. It's not going to be, super easy, but it's not going to be as hard as you think. And that should be a little more, incentive to push you towards that direction, that maybe you're just worried. If you're a drinker and you want to stop drinking, or you think maybe you need to slow down, I know it's a scary thought because that's comfort. That's something you're used to. That's home. I'm dealing with it right now. Everybody's got something that they want to change. And if you're one of those people that wants to change something, that means you're healthy and you're smart. That means you want to do better. And that's never a bad thing, And bottom line, I support people that want to do better. There's not enough of us out here. So this is my sorry, I had a brain fart. My nicotine. This is a Cygnus from LDY, which is the website that I would recommend if you're somebody that's newer to this niche market of Balisong butterfly knives and you want to get into flipping or just maybe collecting. The best place you can go for a good quality, in my opinion, what I consider a grail knife. All these knives that I'm showing you, in my opinion, I fully in my heart of hearts believe they are grail knives. And that means you're not going to find them everywhere. They're going to be pricey because they look and they perform amazing. And this is one of those. This is a titanium and carbon fiber handle. So titanium handles, carbon fiber inlay. This is a Cygnus by LDY Balisong. LDY. Ay, Dios mío. This you can get, so this one right here is actually a clone. To some degree, it's a authentic, but it's an authentic of a modded version of the original, we'll say. Just to be fair. I don't want to take credit from, manufacturers and designers that put work and effort into making something look gorgeous and then somebody goes and steals it. But this is a well-crafted knife, LDY. All their knives are beautiful. And the reason I say that that's a great starter Balisong company is because most of my knives, there's not one that I own that is under $100. Not one. And the reason is because when I'm flipping something that could potentially be something that saves my life in a robbery scenario, I want it to be good and perform, so it's going to cost money. Clones, you can get them pretty cheap, and a lot of them nowadays are incredibly well made. And if you guys want to know where to find those and which specific knives, let me know, comment down below. I will let you guys know. Again, I'm not gatekeeping info. So this is my Zolo custom, hand engraved by Hector Guzman, the owner of Black Balisong. This is the Aztec Death Blade, as some call it, but this is probably one of my favorite knives. It's Damascus steel. It's very hard to tell because I've sanded it from rusting. It is a Zolo on Reaper handles. These are very sought after. The handles are incredible, very comfortable in your hand. It's a pretty light knife. It's very dangerous because of all these jagged edges, but there's different variations of the Zolo too. This is not my favorite, but I'm very, very stoked that I own one of these. Black Balisong is probably one of my favorite Balisong companies, and They're pumping out some wild and exotic looking knives that don't disappoint. That's where I got my one of one, the only one in the world, my Del Muerte. This is just a Zolo with some spunk. And ironically enough, right now I can't find my Zolo, so bear with me. I think it's over here actually. So give me a sec. Yep, right here. So this is a regular Zolo right here. And oh, you bought one with brass knuckles on the side? I don't know if that's a good one for flipping, but that's definitely a sick sounding blade. Nice. Do you have a channel that you can like upload and post to? Otherwise, I always tell my subscribers, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. That's the only way you could win any of the knives in my giveaways. And I give away my own knives. My next giveaway, I'm giving away some clones. I already switched up what I was originally going to do because I'm going to be able to afford what I originally wanted to do. And I will get to that maybe tomorrow. I'll tell you guys about it, but I want to give away 10 knives. And the reason is there's going to be clones involved, which is fine because it makes it cheaper, which means I can get more blades out there. But sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. This is a Rebola from blackbalisong.com. This is a cheaper knife, I'd say. And this is the one of one. They both got the fox on the bottom of the tang. It's kind of hard to make out. And Black Balisong only, you'll notice, has this little notch removed from like one of the two sides on all their knives. My Zolo's the same way, no different. Unique knives, make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's YouTube know that I am a content creator that's actually trying to make a difference out here. I'm not giving you guys bullshit. I'm giving you guys actual factual information. This is a $250 knife. I know somebody who has one that's mint. It actually has Jimpy spacers at the bottom that they're selling for, I think, $180 when this retails for $250. This is a $1,000 knife. It's definitely up in value now, but hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. How was Thanksgiving? Any of you guys do anything fun or exciting? And then, of course, this thing is my baby. I haven't flipped it in a while, honestly. Whew, first try. Let me get a little bit of that action. Ooh, into the close position. Man, I think I'm crushing it. This is another one of my favorites. Oh, sorry. This is another one of my limited. They only made 200 of these. And this is 103. This is my TOA Hades by Sovereign class. I have a very close attachment with this knife. This knife reminds me of my daughter and her mom a lot. And this knife specifically means a lot to me because it is like a kind of like a totem of a time that I was able to overcome where I haven't been as afraid as I was in that moment. And it was because me and Nova's mom were splitting. And I just didn't know what was happening. You know, it was just a lot of questions. So that's when I doubled down on my Balisong stuff and I just kind of zoned in. And there was a lot of videos that I didn't upload because of the fact that I was crying and I was just a mess. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm the person, I'll be open with you guys. I am very, very confident and comfortable with who I am as a person, as a human, as a man, as a father, etc. And I want you guys to get the, you know, the unfiltered version of me, because if I can help somebody, if I could potentially push somebody in a direction that's going to benefit them, if I could help you guys, you know, to avoid scenarios and circumstances that I put myself in, I absolutely will, you know, and I'll be proud of myself for doing that, especially if you guys are willing to listen and accept that. But hopefully it doesn't come to that, you know. As of right now, I'm just the Balisong daddy, flipping knives, saving lives, and doing giveaways, showing you guys tricks. This is my LDY Aquatic, and this is such a gorgeous knife. It sounds amazing too. I have to get this. I have to oil all my knives, actually. It's been a while. confident with throwing mine in the air like that. Yeah, I had to do it with a trainer. Actually, the trainer that I used was my Nibalis wing, and even the wing has a tip to it. And I was getting palm stabs a lot, but I can confidently flip, like my parabolics like that. And it doesn't mean that I'm not a little butt puckery on those. I definitely am. But yeah, it's just repetition. It sucks. No one likes doing repetition. But that is what's going to make you unbeatable when it comes to certain tricks, especially if you're trying to hone in on a certain particular trick that like you really want to sink a lot of effort into, or maybe you want to like. Uh, for me, it was a Z choker, and right now, I can confidently say that I got it down. Not as great as I think, but so mine is like that, where you start like this and you catch it ice pick. Like that, okay? The way I wanted to learn it is start like this and you catch it like this. Hard. You'd think it'd be easier, it's not. So it's just a lot of practicing, and hopefully you're able to nail it. Sorry, I'm gonna be really embarrassed if I can't do this now, because I haven't done this trick in probably about 2 weeks, but it's kind of hard. There we go, see? And that's how you do it. Repetition, baby. Repetition. You're gonna be proud of you, and I'm gonna be proud of you. What I want you guys to do is tag me in this stuff. I want to see you guys when you suck and when you're amazing. I want to see the growth. I want to see when you guys didn't have the confidence, because no matter what, I'm not the guy to laugh. I'm the one that's cheering in the back row anyways. Like, because I was there. I was that guy. This channel was doing well, not because of my skill, but because of the fact that I had enough Balisongs to just do one trick with. This was the only trick that I could do at that time. That was it. I'll do it again. Thumb roll, bring it back up. And now I can do fucking 360 parabolics. I mean, there's a lot I can do. You know what I'm saying? The more you practice, the better you're going to be. And the more you're going to be proud, and you're going to want to show people, and like, it's going to annoy people because of like how proud of yourself you are. But when it's something you're not used to, man, does it feel good. It really is. And I'm a recovering drug addict, so like I'm used to a substance giving me the joyful bliss feelings, and I shouldn't have to be reliant on those things. You're not born like that. But yeah, I think that if you want to get what kind of knife are you using right now, actually, if you don't mind me asking, just out of my own curiosity? God, that is a big bruise. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know if it even shows up on film, but I have this massive bruise that's just my whole arm because I tripped over something at fucking work, and yeah, it's a very good time. It's a very good time. This is, I don't know, nice vape. But the Orion by LDY is a really good one. As a matter of fact, the reason, I wish that LDY would just put me on their team. Like, sponsor me, LDY Balisong, because you're my favorite company besides, Flytanium, and there's a few others. But as far as, like, the fact that they're anime, inspired designs, and Japanese, and there's just, like, there's so much cool stuff, but they're budget friendly. Like, it's Balisong with breast knuckles on. Oh, that's right, you told me that. And is that your only Balisong for right now? Because if you can, definitely get yourself more than one, just because just to give yourself variety, so that way you're not just stuck with one. And different weights will be beneficial for you, as far as with your hands. It just gives you, what screwed me up when I first started is I had a latch. on my Benchmade 51 with a Flytanium Zenith trainer blade on there, which my best friend Eddie has right now, and it made me super happy, and it was super cute because I got to watch him like actually flip it and like play with it, you know. I don't ever get videos sent to me of people that have won my giveaways that show me the knives. If anything, they just fucking unsubscribe right after. So it's like, you know, I went from 90 knives to 11, and I haven't gotten one video back of people that I've given knives to. I'll get a thank you, but never videos. Because it's very cool. Like if I was in anybody's situation that's one of my subscribers, I think it'd be cool if I watched you flip this knife since I subscribed, and I find out that I have a chance to win this knife that I've watched you flip, and then I win, and now I have a knife from a channel that I watched that motivated me to want to start flipping knives. You know how fucking cool that is? So cool, man. It's never happened to me, but that's why I do this, is because, like, again, not everybody, okay, just for an example, $400 knife, $310 knife minimum. Not even an authentic, but still $110. This, $400, $250, $500, $475, $1,000. A lot of money in the knives. So, you know, not everybody can afford to have a, you know, 200 or even a fucking $100 knife as their first Balisong. And it's not something to make fun of, because there's kids that want to do this that are, you know, my daughter's 5. She has a Balisong. It's a little plastic one, but, you know, she likes it because she sees me getting to flip. For your Necron, very tempting, but unfortunately, there's other Necrons out there, and there's only 500 of those Tatersongs. But yeah, the only way I'd even sell this would be sell and trade. So I would have to get equal value, which would be $500 plus a knife. So, and I wouldn't do that to somebody that I genuinely like. But it would be really hard for me to part with that, simply because it was my first Balisong knife. And because my first knife was a Grail knife. I didn't realize like how monumental me getting the Tatersong would be for my little YouTube career that I got going on. But again, they do have a couple clone sites that I think I've been hearing that they're going to start making clones of this. And if so, that's wild, because this knife itself is like maybe 6 years old, just like the design itself. The first time I saw it was on the Will Hirsch YouTube channel, and that's what made me like watching that. Well, you don't have to do clones, man. Not everybody does it. I don't bag on people for liking clones or, you know, their preferences, just because that's not who I am. But I think that clones are beneficial in the aspect where, like, here's a good example. Down the road, I plan to build a small little Balisong company, okay? And how I planned to start my first run is I'm going to pick a knife. It's going to be a clone. Buy exactly 500 of them. Well, let's say this, 100 to 500. I want to do like a small batch Balisong company. And with those, I'm going to take the design and I'm going to post it on this YouTube platform. And you guys are going to, well, let's say it's a Tsunami. Let's say it's a Tsunami. And I'll say, what would you guys change to this? Because it's a clone, I don't want to add anything. I just want to remove. So we can alter the blade, the handles, the colors, anodization, stuff like that, and then we'll rename it. That's what I was going to do. But we could do that with a bunch of other knives too. You could also have a knife that you just fully design yourself. And if that's the case, I want you guys to feel comfortable enough to, you know, send them to me, submit them. I'm not gonna, you know, steal design ideas. Like I said, if anything, I know, not personally, like we're best friends, but the owner of BlackBalisong.com, Hector Guzman, who I bought my one of one from, my $1,000 knife, the Del Muerte, and my Zolos, my you know, Rebola. There was correspondence between us for a couple months just because I watched him on his platforms, his Instagram, and I don't know if he still is, because I had a pretty big blow up where I was just doing some drinking during the separation of me and Nova and her mom. And I was just going live and just being an ass, just making an ass of myself, and just not very proud. But maybe that's something that made him have a sour taste in his mouth, where maybe he unsubscribed. I have no idea, but yeah, no, I have a lot of respect for the guy. I believe he's out of like Guadalajara, Mexico, or something like that. But his designs are amazing, and he's a solid guy. When I was very low, he was kind enough to, tell me some inspiring stuff and try and push me in a good direction. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Again, I'm probably gonna end this, but if you guys could, I appreciate it if you liked, comment, subscribe, do something. Any little bit does help this channel. It's been kind of dying off because I just feel like we just haven't been getting the traction, and since I've been working my ass off this new job, I haven't really had as much time to upload. But again, I still have the giveaways going on. Once we get to 1,500 subscribers, you guys will find out who's gonna be winning, all that other stuff. IDK Balisong, what's up? Again, guys, make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Once you're subscribed, your family, you're always going to be part of this family. You guys have access to be moderators if you want. You guys have access to let me know what kind of knives that you want to see. I'm going to be doing another unboxing the next week or two. I haven't bought any new Balisongs in a really long time for myself, so I'm considering doing that. But yeah, love you guys. Again, I appreciate you guys that stopped in. If you can, share this video. Let's try and get more people in the Balisong hobby. It seems like it's really not that big of a deal like it was a couple years ago, and I wanted to get big at something that's helped me stay out of trouble. And if it's helped me, I guarantee it'll save other lives, and that's what it does. It's legitimately and genuinely saved my life. It's made me a lot more positive. It's made me more patient. So I'm going to take off, guys. Again, Maztec Knives here, also known as Yo Daddy, the Balisong Godfather. Love you guys, and we'll go live again.